Be honest. How many times this year have you caught yourself procrastinating? Right? You know there's something really important you want to do, but yet again, you're scrolling on social media, watching some random video, or letting yourself talk yourself out of doing it today and starting tomorrow. Right? It's the same thing over and over and over again. It's a habit. Right? The great news is procrastination is not a sign of laziness. You're not lazy because you're procrastinating. You're procrastinating for a couple of reasons. One, you don't have a big enough excitement. You're not excited enough about what you're wanting to do. Or you're letting your brain talk you out of anything that has to do with discomfort. So during this video, I'm going to break down a couple of things I believe that would be valuable for anyone who's starting off or just is aware that they procrastinate. Why am I procrastinating? What is procrastination? And how do I set myself up to work through procrastination to where I put it behind me and I can start a routine where I actually finished the things that I want to do, right? It's 2025. We're all excited. There's something that you really want to do, but yet you keep procrastinating. So why you procrastinate? It's not about being lazy. It's about, your brain really wants you to avoid discomfort at all cost. Anytime you try to do something that you haven't done before, your brain is going to try and talk you out of doing it. It's your program. It does not want you to do anything that you haven't done before because there could be pain, right? So what it will do is it will try to get you a really quick fix, right? It'll have you grab your phone and start scrolling, or it'll have you turn on Netflix and start binge watching one of your favorite shows, right? That's a classic habit that our brains have made us adopt due to not feeling discomfort. So I just want you to be aware it's not laziness, it's a habit, and we can change it, right? So these are all wonderful things. So I wrote down a couple of things that I really want to break down, right? Psychologists all agree that our brains don't want us to feel discomfort. So, and what I mean is anything that could be stressful or uncertain, right? If it's not something you've done that your mind is aware of, it's going to want you to do something that you know is easy, like getting on your phone. So just be aware when you're changing this habit, it has to be slow. Right? Part of the procrastination problem is you have the whole big picture in your mind. Right? You have this ginormous goal or whatever it is that you're trying to do. And you're looking at the whole thing. The best thing that we can really do to start changing our habit with procrastination is a hack, right? You're going to tell yourself, it's the 5-minute rule. You're going to tell yourself, hey, I'm just going to work on this thing for 5 minutes, right? You're tricking yourself into just getting started because 9 times out of 10, you're going to work on it longer than 5 minutes. It's just getting started is the procrastinating habit. It does whatever it can to get you to not start because you've been thinking about the whole task, right? You could write one paragraph. Right? In the beginning, if you need 5 minutes just to start and just do the 5-minute routine, then that's fine too. But most times, just tricking yourself into, I'm just going to work on it for 5 minutes, and then you get 20, 30, 40, 50 an hour, right? You've tricked yourself into the starting phase, which is really the biggest part about And so what we really want to do is just break the cycle, right? We're just a history of patterns. And so anything new that we're trying to do, our brain is going to link uncomfortableness with that task and do whatever it can to talk us out of doing it. So, the cool thing about just adopting this 5-minute rule is you're just starting a new habit. And it's not overwhelming when you're just doing 5 minutes. But these little actions build momentum. That momentum builds progress. Then you start to become aware of, hey, I'm actually doing something and I'm moving in the direction that I want to move. Right? Then you start getting more of your faculties involved. You start understanding, hey, maybe I could do this. Maybe I am smart enough, right? So now you're hacking more than now you're breaking down your belief systems, right? It's huge because most of us, that's what's holding us back, right? Our brain's trying to hold us back. We got all these things trying to hold us back. We got our brain, and then we have all of these limiting beliefs. So just start small. Take it easy. Do not make this complicated. It's super simple. We just want to do the bare minimum basics in the beginning. That's all we care about. Forming a new habit. Replacing procrastination habit in putting an action habit, taking action every day habit in its place. And once the momentum starts, I promise you'll really start to enjoy it and have fun and start to see that, oh, wow, yeah, I just do all these little actions. And the more little actions I do, the more momentum I build. The more momentum I build, the further along I get. The further along I get, I'm starting to envision that this thing could happen. That vision of me actually thinking it's possible is raising my vibration and the feeling, which is going to make me want to take more action, right? But we don't want to get overcomplicated. We just want to do it super simple in the beginning. So for the next 30 days, right, I just want you to start adopting these little habits and changing. So this one I know is the one that no one likes to do because it's kind of a pain, but you got to figure out a way to remove distractions, right? Distractions are procrastination's best friend. There's no way around that. You're going to have to figure out a way to get in a quiet room or turn your phone off or download an app that shuts all your notifications off or isolates you from any kind of distraction you're aware of that is going to distract you. Obviously, there's things you can't avoid, right? Your spouse or your kids, your house is on fire. I mean, there's things that we can't avoid. But anything you can avoid, leaving your phone in a different room, right? Putting a sign on the door, on your bedroom door, or wherever it is that you're going to do your little 5-minute task. It just says, please do not disturb for the next 10 minutes, whatever it is. Talk to your family. Explain to them what you're trying to do, right? Remove these distractions. It's right. And so once you can start to kind of do that, then the power of progress is really what starts to take over. Right? Progress beats perfectionism. I've done a video on this. You're never going to be perfectly ready to do something you've never done before. You're always going to think, if I just know a little more, if I watch another video, if I read another book, I'll be more prepared to take this action step. Just jump off the cliff. Pull the parachute, it will unfold and catch you. You will figure out how to fly on your way down. This is one of the biggest things that holds everyone back is we don't want to start until it feels perfect. It's not going to happen. So just dive in. Start making the video. Start writing the book. Start looking at the opportunity that you're trying to, get involved in. Whatever it is, but just start, right? Just to break down a little bit of this video, I think it's really amazing when we become aware that procrastination doesn't mean you're lazy, right? And then the next thing is, it's a habit. And you can change any habit. So you can start to see how when you really start to become aware of what's really been going on that you just have been unaware of, it's not as bad as it seems. So now we know I'm not lazy. My brain doesn't want me to any sort of uncomfortableness. It's going to do whatever it can to talk me out of doing anything that could be uncomfortable. So once I'm aware, I'm procrastinating because that's the habit that I have. And then I have my brain on top of it, not wanting me to be uncomfortable. Okay, now I understand. I just need to make a committed decision and take an action regardless. Right? And you're going to use the 5-minute rule, and you're really going to slow down and just do the bare minimum. Right? You're going to get rid of all distractions so that you can actually have 5 minutes to really start to get going on this action that you're taking. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to turn into 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes. I mean, it's the getting started part's the hard part. And that you're not. So then once you start doing all of that, you need to keep reassuring yourself, this doesn't have to be perfect. I will perfect it as I'm going. And the cool thing about once you become aware, you don't know what it's going to, how do you know what perfect's going to look like? You've never done this thing before. You have no idea what perfect's going to look like. Right? So you just start, and then you start reflecting back every day, and you start seeing, hey, I enjoyed doing this task, or this task actually moved me in the direction that I want to go, right? And this is how you start doing it better than you were last week or the week before, right? I don't want to call it perfection, but you start to get better at the things you're doing, and you start to understand, okay, well, this didn't really work. This worked. I'm going to do more of this and then adopt this other new thing. And you just start to get the momentum going. Then once you get the momentum going and you're taking action steps and you're changing habits and you've gotten rid of procrastination, right? You're building your self-confidence. I promise you, your self-confidence will start to skyrocket because you're actually doing something for yourself, by yourself. I don't think you really understand why we have such low self-esteem is because we never complete anything that we really want to do. We'll go to work and we'll do our job and we'll do the day's work and then we'll leave, right? But anything above and beyond that, most of us really struggle with doing anything for ourselves. We can't fathom that it's possible. So please take the time, do a little 30-day challenge, grab our journal, New Paradigm 90-Day Challenge. I promise you, this thing will help you tremendously. Start filling this thing out. If this video, if you gained any value from this video, please like and subscribe, please, or share it with a friend who you know has a procrastination habit that really is sick and tired of dealing with it and wants to work through it, so that they can have some tools and techniques to get through that. So thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.